Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for a mammoth clash of a quarterfinal in the Cape Town Sevens World Cup. This one, Fiji versus Samoa, two Pacific nations who are certainly going to pack a punch out there in Cape Town. Unfortunately, there's still those wet conditions to fight off. So the reason behind that, can't speak, too excited. The reason I mentioned that is because I think Fiji, with their offloading game, maybe a little bit of a disadvantage with the fact that it is such wet conditions for this contest. But looking through at the lineups, we will start with Fiji. It will be Osefa Masi, Elia Thanakaivato, also Josefa Talatholo, the big man who is out on the wing and certainly knows how to score tries. Kiminali Rasaku, for me, one of the best Fijian players over the last few legs of the Seven Circuit. He's been everywhere and he could be a key for the Fijians in this one. Felipe Satoranga, he is in the starting lineup. Also alongside him, Jerry Tawai. How much experience can one individual have? That is Jerry Tawai right there. He's going to be massive for them in this game. And Waisia Nathunu there as the number 8. Then looking through at the starting lineup for Samoa, it is Valvasa Afasua, Yuna Sioni, Va'a Apilo Maliko, Nyueli Letufia, Steve Onisai, Malani Matavao, and Paul Scanlon. Hardly changed from what we've seen for the Samoans in the past. They are very happy with what has been happening out there on the field. They were able to win their first game up against Uganda. They then slaughtered the USA in their game, getting 40 points on the board. And now they have got themselves their toughest task yet. Fiji, they have only played the one game. They were able to win it, though, in their quarterfinal match, or in their round of 16 match, now making their way out there for the quarterfinals. Tosaviti in the chat, and also Fiji says Shanti. Also Go Fiji says Uria. Hopefully I've said that correctly. Go Samoa, do your very, very, very best, says Shane. And also hi, Amy says Vinny. Hope you are doing very well, mate. And I hope you are excited. Do let me know your score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, for who you think will be able to win this game. Manu boys for Amalosi. Fino A. Morning, sir, says Donovan. Hope you are doing very well too, mate. Looking through at the benches, it will be Paul Etty Slater, a man who scored a try in that debut match for Fizz in the Rugby World Cup. That was the first game up against Uganda. Then Levi Milford, Motu Opitai, he has crossed the line before in the Sevens competition. Owen Nui and Malo Latero. Then looking through at the bench for Fiji, Seva Mothanothangi, Joshua Vakunarabili, Jeremiah Matana, Filippo Bukayaro, and also Viwa Nadovalo. There's some huge size off that bench for the Fijians. That will be something to look at in the later stages. But like I mentioned, it's wet for the Cape Town Sevens. So sadly, it does mean that we may see some sort of different style played by both of these sides. Hey, bro, how come the game isn't on Sky? They have actually got the rights on on Spark Sport. So that is why you won't be able to see it on Sky. But I do recommend checking out Stan Sport do also have it though, but checking out Spark Sport. Also, if you want a way of being able to watch these games for free, be sure to check out that VPN link that we have got in the pinned comment. If you are in a certain country on that list, you will be able to make your way onto the website. It is rwc7s.com. Be sure to check it out. Conditions as well, says Lawrence. So it is still wet. Doesn't look like it's raining currently, but it is 9:30 p.m. local time in South Africa. Now, why I mentioned that, it's because a late night game means more surface moisture, means that it's going to be slipping and sliding all over the place. But I'm looking forward to seeing these two Pacific Island nations clashing out there on the park. It's going to be all left out there. It's all on the line. Someone's getting through a little bit further. Now, the thing is, if Samoa win this game, they will once again at least finish fourth in a leg of the Sevens Circuit. If Fiji win, they will get to move on to the next stage. The winner of this game faces Australia. And both of these sides have the potential of being able to take down the Aussies. So kind of like how the Rugby World Cup was, says Roman Soldiers, exactly right. So Spark Sport seem to be securing all of the big licenses, whereas Sky Sport are securing the regular season matches of a majority of the competitions. Not meant as an insult to the great Fijian teams. I would love to see the underdog win this, says Flesh in there. And Samoa, they certainly have the potential. They have been playing very well in both of their fixtures. They've got a little bit more game time under their belt. They scored 11 tries throughout their two matches. and physics success 100%, which means every time Samoa and Fiji have made it into that opposition 22, they have been able to score a try. Offloads 8 from Fiji, 19 from Samoa, as they have played one extra game, Toso Viti Toso, and also All Blacks qualified for the finals. They certainly are, so they are on the other side of the draw. The only other quarterfinal match that we are awaiting is Ireland versus South Africa. The winner of that will go on to face New Zealand in the semis, but these two sides fired up, ready to go. Cape Town, they are still well and truly in attendance for this match. Anyone who knows Sevens knows that this one's going to be an absolutely incredible game. But Fiji, they had their win over Wales. That was 29 points to 5. That is the only game that they've played. So you'd have to say they are yet to be tested in this competition. The same could be said about Samoa, though. They've had 2 easy wins up against Uganda and the USA. They are now looking for a challenge and a win of a team that doesn't start with a U. Could Fiji be that target? And also, what is the link for the live game? So be sure to check out rwcsevens.com, and that will be where you can find the match if you are from a certain location. If you do need to set yourself to a certain location, though, that is when that VPN does come in to help you guys out. And Clash of the South Pacific Titans, says Ravind, and bring it Manu, Fiji all the way, says Viniana. Fiji only one match in 2 days, says Richard. So, yeah, you wonder what type of effect that will have on them. Will they be a little bit rusty out there? Thing is, though, with Fiji, I just don't think rust exists. They always show up when they need to. This is a World Cup. You only have this once every 4 years. The Fijians are kicking off this match, and we are now ready to go for the third quarterfinal of the men's Rugby Sevens World Cup. Nathunu just taking his time. We can take a deep breath. He kicks it off to the right-hand side, and it's going to be nicely taken at the back by Va'a Apilo Maliko. Now, in the past, Samoa have struggled against the Fijians. Style, big shot there straight away. I believe that was Tanakai Vata, and because of it, the penalty goes the way of the flying Fijians. A little bit slow getting up to his feet there, Paul Scanlon, after feeling the wrath of a flying Fijian. Now, nice step through the middle. Kamanali Rasaku finds the offload. It's a brilliant tackle made, though, on Satoranga. They were almost through. Fiji have dropped the ball, and now it's going to be kicked downfield from Letufia. So Samoa survived just for now. Now picked up by Fiji. Thrown up, it bounces back. Pilo Maliko has got it, looks for the offload. It's rough at the moment from both of these sides. We've seen a few handling errors. Milani Matavaldo receives it 40 metres out from his own line. Now Paul Scanlon looks to go through. In fact, it's Steve Onisai. 2 tacklers make it on him. And that was Kimaneli Rasaku and also Satoranga. Wide cutout pass from Valvasa Afasua. Gives it off to Apilo Maliko. Tries to go over the top of Talatholo, but he has been dragged down just inside of Fijian territory. Now Samoa try to go through. Another massive hit from Fiji. Back across. Malani Mataval looks for the offload. Decides to skip and step his way through. Steve Onisai over the top. Not quite able to take it cleanly. Now Paul Scanlon, though, breaking the line. Looks for the offload up to Yuna Sione. Has Va'a Pilo Maliko on his outside if he decides to use him. He does not. Va'a Pilo Maliko keeps it on the side of the Samoan. Scanlon does well to keep that one on the side of Samoa after extensive pressure from Talatholo. Now unable to get that ball away with Scanlon. It's a knock-on. And it will now be Fiji who have got themselves the scrum feed. And also go Samoa, says Shane there. And also we have got there, all right, no need to be mean. Save the snark, says Selenium. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And Fa'amalosi Fiji, says Antonio. And come on, Fiji, says Viniana. And there as well. Fiji have never been defeated by Samoa at a Rugby Sevens World Cup. But Samoa, you'd have to say this young group that they have got at the moment are certainly looking even better than maybe they ever have. Samoa have not played in a Rugby World Cup Sevens quarterfinal since Dubai in 2009 there as well. That one's going to be fed on once again. Jerry Tawai goes across. 4.5 minutes left now inside of their own 22 here for Fiji. It's going to be a drop ball, and the mistake. Fiji have given away the try after Onisai tries to get it down, and he claims it. Steve Onisai, has he done just what he needed to get these Samoans in the lead? They're going to go upstairs and check this one. They're not sure. They're saying try or no try here. I think they're pretty happy with it, though. All they'll need is this angle to show it. It's going to be close. He's got his hands on the ball. Hands on the ball. Hands on the ball. That's a try. He's kept it in his hands. And Paul Scanlon, or in fact, Steve Onisai has been able to score it. And what's the link says, Paul? It is rwc7s.com. But depending on what country you're in, you may not be able to actually watch it live on their website. But also the World Sevens Series Facebook page will have it if you do want to be able to watch it, which is probably the easier of the two options. And just a mistake on the wing. One slip out of the hands of Kiminelli Rasaku. And Steve Onisai makes the most of it and does manage to score the try. He just dribbles it forward. It was actually him and Scanlon both jockeying for position to be able to kick that one towards the try line. Samoa score though. Malani Matavao has the conversion. He's missed. He's normally very accurate with those, but he has missed it. It is 5-0 in favour of the Samoans now. We've had a lot more carries in this match. In the first 3.5 minutes, 3.5 down, 3.5 to go in this first half. It's kicked off high by Samoa. Pilomaliko tries to tap it back, but it hasn't worked out. Jiri Tawai instead has been able to take it nicely near the halfway line. Gets back up to his feet. First of all, Nathunu, nice inside ball, good hands from the Fijians, keeping this ball alive once again. A big attack and run from Thanakai Vata, just trying to break through everyone. He's dropped the ball again, though. Fiji at the moment, the handling errors are not working out for them. Leto Fair has to chase after that wide pass. Instead, Steve Onisai, the try scorer, does manage to take it. Go Samoa, says Shane. And there as well. Now it's another loose ball. Unisioni gives it off to Paul Scanlon. Starting to build phase after phase and pass after pass. Valvasa Fasua taken down by big Talatholo. Ripped away from Thanakai Vata. Goes back onto the side of Fiji. They've got the advantage as well. Straight up the middle here. Fiji. This should surely be a try, but he's lost his footing and it's a knock-on. Was it on the ground? No, they say play on. Just for now. Now, Waisia Nathunu doesn't make it to ground. Nice step from Talatholo. Does the spin as well. Back across for the flying Fijians. Jiri Tawai. One more pass on the outside. Satoranga or Kiminelli Rasaku. This is a short try here. Jiri Tawai, the experienced veteran, does pick up the try in the semi-final. And this will be a nice, easy kick as well for the Fijians. Jiri Tawai does score his first try of the Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022 competition. Scores it between the sticks as well. Very nice work from Jiri Tawai. And also we have there the try Fiji, says Nathan. And Manaka Viti, Tosotiko, says Vinny, and go Fiji, go Fiji, go. Says Viniana there, my Viti. And also you got this Manu, says Shane Adams, but Jiri Tawai slams that ball down. And Viti says Ravind. That will be the lead going the way of Fiji now. Almost half-time here between these two sides. And it's extremely close, as we knew that it would be. 1 minute 20 left on the clock. The successful conversion from Nathunu. Now, 1 minute 10 left on the clock here. 4 passes made, 1 defender beaten, 2 offloads and 2 phases is all it took for the Fijians to take the lead in this quarterfinal. Nicely taken by Malani Matawao, one of the skippers of the Samoan team. They have got the 3 co-captains and Va'a Pilomaliko, Vauwasa Fasua, and also the man I just mentioned, Matawao. Nice fend from Va'a Pilomaliko. Close to the touchline. Now firing back across to the right-hand side here for the Samoans. Good offload from Scanlon. Goes to Vauwasa Fasua. Ball on the outside. Now Steve Onisai will get to test out his pace and his skill, but he's taken down by Thanakai Vata. That is about the 5th tackle we have seen from Thanakai Vata throughout this match. Now Malani Matavao once again looking for the pass on the outside. He has been able to do just that. Now nice work in the midfield. Scanlon rush defense. Works out Bava Pilomaliko, the skill to be able to find the offload to Unisioni. Now inside of the 22 for Samoa. Pilomaliko passes to Matavao. That's a leg chop of epic proportion. They've called it a knock-on. But Malani Matavao, I can't believe that man's about to get back up. I think we have just heard that because of that one, it is going to be half-time between these two sides. What a game we have had. It's extremely close. Currently cannot split these two sides other than just by the 2. And also we have got to release the 5 Fiji. Show you, bro. says Joshua. Yeah, it was a little bit of a slow build up for both of these sides. They are feeling out those wet conditions. They know that if they do get too excited and too, aggressive in the way that they play, that the tries could happen, just like we saw for Samoa scoring that first try, which it was. Steve Onisai was able to run it in, but now we just wait for the second half. It will be 7 minutes long. Missed tackles, we did see one missed tackle from Fiji making the 9, and I believe 3 or 4 of those would have been from Whanakai Vata. He was very impressive with the tackling department. Also, a few missed tackles from Samoa, something they will have to try and improve on in the second half if they want to take down the flying Fijians. Go Manu, says Shane. Fiji all the way, says Viniana. Currently carries, we have seen 19 carries from Samoa. Errors 3 and 3. Offloads 10 from Samoa compared to the 3 of the Fijians. Something that we don't normally see is Fiji getting out-statted when it comes to the offloads. But Samoa certainly trying to keep that ball alive. I think we look at the benches now. These are going to be the guys that determine who go through to the next stage. You want to have a massive impact off your bench. Someone who can do that. Joshua Vakunarabili for the Fijians, and looking through maybe Motu Opitai for Samoa. Individual players who can add to a team environment and make it that much more strong heading into the second 7. But currently USA versus Canada will be coming up in 19 minutes time. We won't actually be covering that game on the channel, but we will be covering the game after that one, which is the game between South Africa and Ireland. Big respect to both Fiji and Samoa. God bless both teams, says Sam Wright. And yeah, both sides throwing their absolute all into this contest for a spot in a semi-final up against the Australians. We've seen Samoa versus Australia a few times in the past year, but less for Fiji versus Australia, perhaps. Could be just around the corner. Go Samoa, says Epu there. Malani Matavao will be kicking this one off for the Samoans. And this one needs to go the 10. It has just managed to do so. Slapped back by Va'apelo Maliko. Unfortunately, caught his other arm, though. So it does become the knock-on. Fiji will have the scrum feed. Tosaviti says to Vita, and also go Samoa. And go blue, says Selenium. Like they're talking about the bounce of the ball can be so important so far. Seems like the ball has been bouncing a lot more than often due to how many times the ball has been dropped for both of these sides, but they can be mainly put down to the wet conditions. It rained a little bit before. Luckily, the rain has stopped, but that ball, as soon as it makes its way out onto the park or hits the ground, it's just going to get greasier and greasier. Hope Samoa win. Says a rugby itch there, and also we are there. Come on, Fiji, says Viniana, and Bula Vanaka. And good luck both sides, says Fa'adali. Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. Now Fiji have got this ball just out from their own 22. Now Thuru, beautiful short ball to Kiminelli Rasaku. They aren't going to catch him. He is too quick, and he will be able to score another try for himself, Kiminelli Rasaku. That man has been absolutely tremendous for the Fijians throughout the last few legs, like I mentioned, and he's got himself another one there. That's his second try for the Rugby World Cup Sevens. Just gets through that gap. First of all, brilliant short ball from the Thunu to thread him through a gap. And then Rasaku made the most of that opportunity to go straight through and scores the try. And also we get the Whamalosi blue, and also come on Samoa, says Trevor. That is going to be Himanali Rasaku has been able to score the try. Looks up to the heavens and says, thank you very much for giving me that one. Now that one has just gone over. We almost saw a missed kick from 5 meters out. He almost kicked it too lightly, which is something you don't normally see too often from 5 out. But that is going to be now the score, 14 points to 5. Samoa need to be the next team to score if they do want a chance of winning this one and moving on to face Australia. That is one of the 4 confirmed semi-finalists. The other is New Zealand, Va'apelo Maliko. We need to see him step up in the next 7, or in fact, the next 5 minutes. Nice step in the middle. Oh, Kiminelli Rasaku once again steals it. Gets back up to his feet. Little Fair trying to drag him down. Va'apelo Maliko has to make the tackle there. Now it's fired back from Nadovalo. This is a try for sure for Fiji. And it's over. And it will be Mofin Othangi who does score it. The Fijians have ramped up in the second half. Whatever happened at halftime in that little bit of a huddle, certainly giving them that extra bit of energy coming forward. Congratulations, Fiji, says Lawrence. A good game, another try for Fiji. I can give all the Fiji good game. And also who face who next, Hamish. So the winner of this game faces Australia, and then the winner of the next game between Ireland and South Africa, the winner of that game goes on to face up against the Kiwis, the New Zealanders. And Rasaku says, Viniana, yeah, he has been absolutely brilliant for the Fijians. Player of the tournament might be just around the corner for that man again. That kick has gone over, and that now makes the score 21 points to 5. Unfortunately, can't watch the Blitz load or the Blitz box later as we have load shedding at 10 p.m., says Trevor Flack. Yeah, a bit unfortunate that that game has taken place at 10:33 p.m. local time. Certainly a late night for everyone in South Africa. Currently at a 7:51 a.m. here in New Zealand, so not too bad in terms of the timing. Now it's going to be taken nicely by Va'apilo Maleko Samoa. He decides to unleash it. It has gone backwards. Unisioni. Not a lot of space on this near side. Now Malani Matavao goes back across. Goes for the little grubber in behind. It's going to work quite nicely for Steoni Sai. He decides to back his pace, but Jerry Tawai is back there to be able to clean it up. Good tackle made on him. Little knock on the ground. Advantage to Samoa. Scanlon goes to Valvasa Afasua. Now Apilo Maleko trying to get that step going that he's normally very strong in. He's driving. He's bumping off tackles. And the referee's gone down. It's actually another referee who has been hit now. Scanlon, ball on the outside for the corner. Stevon Isai does go in, gets a try, and Samoa start to get back into this contest for Amalosi also. And then again, you look at New Zealand versus Australia versus New Zealand in the finals of the Rugby Sevens. I think the final for the men's Rugby Sevens could easily be South Africa versus the winner of this match. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see who does manage to win. And also, hello, ref. Say hi to Rabua, please, says Vinny. But yeah, the referee went down. We did see a referee earlier on get a cut above his eye from a head clash with a player. That's going to be the try, though, in the corner for Paul Scanlon. Right. Now, we sit here and we wait to see what happens in the last 2 minutes. That kick is unsuccessful. We have got a new member on the channel from Graham Blackledge. Thank you very much for becoming a channel member, Graham. Hugely appreciated. You now have access to the exclusive emojis on the channel. What is the venue? It is Cape Town Stadium in South Africa. Now, that one has not gone 10 for Samoa. Fiji opting for the scrum. That one was a little bit of a mistake from the Samoans there. 90 seconds. Yep, 90 seconds left on the clock. And also, Hisel says Melu there as well. So not too much time left on the board. But Samoa, if they score another try, the good news is we will not see golden point in this match. It's either going to be a Fiji win or a Samoa win. It is impossible that we get ourselves a draw at this point in time. And Fiji want to make it impossible for Samoa to fight back in. It's going to be a double knock on there. Believe it's going to go the way of Samoa, though. The first initial knock on from Nadovalo. And thank you for the commentary. Much appreciated. Go Fiji. Says it was Vaka Sigu. Hopefully I've said that correctly, but welcome into the channel, mate. Hope you're doing very well. And also, one more Fiji. Says Litimai. And thank you, Mr. Hamish. Says Viniana. No worries at all. Fiji. They have decided to make another sub, and that time it is Joshua Vahurabili who makes his way out onto the park. 1 minute 8 left. Fiji need to defend like their lives depend on it. Yes, Samoa, that's going to be a big, or the scrum goes down and they will have to reset. Now, that is a huge one because this will use up another 20 or 30 seconds on the clock. If you're Fiji, you're slowing this down a little bit more. Thanks for the live. Says Rezi Ali, no worries at all. We will be back for the finals tomorrow, the semi-finals that is, and also a little bit later on today, we have got Ireland versus South Africa. Now, Malani Matavao running it hard at the line. Samoa, a little bit of a mistake there. 30 seconds left on the clock. Scanlon goes off to Owen Nui. Now ball off to Motu Opitai. Great defense from from Fiji. And it's a mistake. Now Talatholo. Ball over the top to Jerry Tawai. It's going to be another mistake. They are going back for the scrum feed. And you can see the disappointed look from Malani Matavao. He's just looked up at the clock, seeing there are 15 seconds left and seeing that Fiji have got this one, you would think, in the bag. And good job, Samoa. And thank you, Fiji, says Vinny. And go Manu, says James Talangi. So the next game will be up against, I believe the next game that they will be playing will be actually up against France. So Samoa, France will be a great game. Fiji, they will move on to face Australia. All they need to do is put this ball into touch. But knowing Fiji, they won't kick this out. Okay. I don't know Fiji very well. They just kicked the ball out. I thought they'd go for one last attack, give the crowd one last little moment in this game, but that will be the end of the contest. Fiji win it 21 points to 10. Thank you for the live from the Great Britain. Let's go, Fiji, says thus there. Still my Manu, still proud, says Selenium. Yeah, a tough quarterfinal. Like, at the end of the day, if anyone had to come up against either of these sides, I would back these two sides to be able to win. But because they face each other this early, it's just very harsh that one of them has to go home. But someone could still get fifth in this one. And next one is the one, says Gareth. And also, I believe New Zealand up against Fiji in the final, I hope, says Spider Mech. And also, thanks, Hamish, says Ravin. And Samoa has done so well recently in Sevens. Good job, Samoa. Go Fiji, says Vakatinu. And yeah, very well done from Samoa. At the end of the day, they've turned their Sevens system well and truly around. And they've got some exciting things to come in the next few years. But Fiji, the betting favourites to be able to make it far in this competition, have now got themselves the victory. And they will be going on to face the Australians. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are going to be doing our post-match review of this game very shortly. It will be coming out on the channel maybe a little bit after that South Africa versus Ireland match. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And I will see you all for Ireland versus South Africa in 30 minutes' time. I will see